When I was preparing for this video, I was thinking about inspiration. Where does it come from? How do you keep it going? What are the things that you need to do to give you inspiration? And I kind of boiled it down to a couple of things. One is exploration. Exploration out there with the rest of the world. And trying to determine what works. And you can only do that by exploring and seeing other people's work for yourself. So we just happened to be going to Glasgow. I wanted to show you a little bit from that and how it inspired me to go and choose other things to do. Okay, so we went first of all to the lighthouse. And saw some graphic art there, some poster work. There was some by professionals, and there was another room filled with poster work by young people. Now, I have to admit that I preferred the poster work produced by the young people. And I know they had less to put on their posters, i.e. they didn't have to put on times and dates and venues. What they did there was communicate concepts in a very straightforward and simple way. So the thing I took away from that was less is more. Just a reminder, less is more. When you contrasted and compared, less is more. We then went on to Goma, and some of you may be aware that I'm really interested in film. The main room was devoted to Margaret Tate. She was actually born on Armistice Day, so it's 100 years from her birth. She pioneered art filmmaking, did a lot of painting on film, scratching on film. And in fact, the BFI have a little bit of a retrospective going on right now of her work, her films in London. You can see her films online at the National Library of Scotland, the Screen Archive. So she did most of this without any financial help at all on her own. And it is absolutely incredible. She's become more recognised over the years, to the extent that there is now a Margaret Tate Award. And at Goma, they were showing the work of the award winners. And we saw Torsten Lauschmann with a film called At the Heart of Everything, A Row of Holes. Normally when I see art videos on display, my heart sinks. Because you know what they're like. They're really very hard to do. And sometimes I don't think the artist behind the camera has really thought about the viewer. And so they tend to be kind of quite boring. However, Torsten Lauschmann has done a really good video. And there was an interaction with a piano, which intrigued everyone watching it. So the summary of all of that is not just less is more, but also to have a good storyline and to craft it really well together, to think about your audience and how they're going to perceive it. So when you're wandering around wondering what's the next masterpiece that you're going to create,
it is possible that the deepest meaning of the whole scientific revolution.
Maybe consider less is more and what the creative impact needs to be. So Hope you'll join me next time. Please subscribe. So same time, same place.